What do you think? You're always ready.
Kid's always ready. Welcome back. RnR Talk, episode 12. We're here with Chad Rhoades back in Florence, Kentucky. So we're back in our front office here. And feels good to be back. Feels good. Coming off of a loss against the Washington Wild Things. We opened up a 3-game series against the Washington Wild Things last night here. So we'll be recapping that loss against Washington. And we should also recap that big-time win back on Thursday.
Those, the 2 games. I don't think we've been on here since first game.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to cover, we can do that. So whatever game you want to start with.
Yeah, let's
go for it.
Let's do the 2 games here. You know, the pretty big ones. Coming back from down 8-0 there on Thursday, you started off with Edgar Martinez giving up 6 in the first inning. Let's talk about him first. What was just going wrong for Edgar there?
I thought there was 3 plays behind him that made him spin more bullets. And I thought after a couple of those little miscues, he threw 47 pitches and the ball didn't get out of the infield. Gave up 6 runs on 3 walks and 3 infield hits. 2 of those could have been errors to me. I think 3 were. We had a throwing error and the 2 bobbles could have turned double play, and then another ball that continued the inning on. So I think after the second one, I thought he tried to take things more into his hands and try and do a little too much. That's where you started seeing those glove side yanks and misses. Just I guess the angry pitches, but just more trying to get the outs himself rather than kind of trust his defense and just kind of pitch to it. So both those things kind of culminated into an inning that I'm never gonna have a guy throw a certain amount of pitches in one inning. I mean, you typically try not to. Obviously, I think in the past week I've almost broken that rule 3 times, which has been kind of silly. But there's a couple things added together. He didn't have feel for the breaking ball. I thought we kept going to the breaking ball, and it kept putting us behind, and it kept going deeper into counts, and I thought that hurt us. So he was never really able to establish any part of the zone with his fastball. And like I said, a couple of those things added up behind him, and I think he let that affect the way that he wanted to attack, and it turned into that. So I'm excited to see how he bounces back. He's going to take it in stride. He's a professional, so I'm excited for his next one. I believe we're going on Tuesday.
Yeah, honestly, when it comes down to it, he gave up the 6 runs there. Only one of them was charged as earned. I thought that was very nice of Lake Erie. And then also doesn't go on your loss record as well because we were able to come back. So we'll be excited to see him bounce back. What are you thinking in terms of, is it going to be a traditional rest for him? Are you giving him the 5 days rest? Or, he obviously didn't throw as much as expected.
Yeah, we're going Tuesday. We'll stay on that path. We like to do with starters just because you have a short outing. I mean, unless we're in a situation kind of like we are in now. It's a little bit bullpen's gas. Bullpen's had to throw, what? I know we threw 17 innings in the past 2 days there at Lake Erie, and then pretty much bullpen had to cover last night. I then ran out of bullpen. I had to throw JB. Never want to do that, especially in a 6-run game at home because you can put up 6. We've seen it done multiple times. But no, I want to bring a starter back on the shorter rest. We said Kimlich, he kind of came out. He had a crick in his neck. He had some stuff on that second game there, and we saw him pitch last night, trying to give us a little bit of breathing room. And it still felt it a little bit, so he's going to stay. We'll pencil him in after Edgar. So we'll go Edgar, give him his 5 days. He'll go on Tuesday. We'll go Kimlich, and then we'll kind of get rolling and get everything reset. As you know, that our starting pitching right now, it's kind of after Watson gone, and they kind of missing that one start and being able to get where they've got 9 innings of in the past 4 games from starting pitching.
Yeah, no, it's tough, and I think we had teased it on the last RnR episode, but Ryan Watson, if you guys haven't been paying attention, officially did have his contract bought out by the Toronto Blue Jays, so he's on there. Do you know where they sent him?
Well, I know right now he's got to go to Florida. I know the pitch coach down there, he's asking me what to expect, and he's going to be there for a little bit, but I think he's only going to be there for a short amount of time. They're going to send him up to A-ball. So I'm excited for him, man. He's earned it, deserved it. I think he's been overlooked, and I think he's going to show that he belongs where he belongs, and I hope he climbs the ladder and keeps learning.
Yeah, absolutely a great opportunity for him. I'm excited to see what he does. That'll be Dunedin, I believe, for the single-A team there. So that'll be very interesting to see Ryan Watson now in the Blue Jays organization. Let's get back on track for that. Last game against the Lake Erie Crushers, y'all's down 8-0 here. You get Ross Thompson coming in. He's shutting the door out of the pen. 5 innings pitched, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits and 2 runs. Very good from Ross. I know we've already spoke about Ross a little bit. I want to talk about the offense there. Not like a single guy that, really just powered the offense through. Maybe a little bit of Sergio Gutierrez. He had 3 RBIs plus a big moonshot. But, really just the offense coming together there in the 6th inning. 6 runs there to put on top, and then obviously the pitching the rest of the way to hold through. What does that say for your offense there? Are they able to battle back late in the game, already starting off down early? How does that feel, and the confidence that you guys can have forward? We're never out of this.
It's been the message. It's been the message all year that I'm not worried about the offense. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of what I talked about the other day was, look, in my mind, I'm a pitching guy. So to me, I'm not so offensively driven where I want to score more runs than the other team. That is not my goal.
Yeah.
I want to prevent the other team from scoring as many runs as we do. Like, to me, that is the goal. So I had that shift of thinking going into that game, and I explained my thoughts to the team, the whole team, pitchers, position players, all together. We had our first, team meeting since camp, since we broke, and that was the message. It's I'm not worried about the offense, guys. If we're going to score, if you do your role in the lineup, if you do what you need to do, you stick with your approach, we're going to score runs. Like, that's a given. But we need to minimize innings on the pitching side. We need to know what we can go to in certain counts. We need to limit base runners, and we need to take care of the baseball. We need to play defense to take care of the baseball. And it's not that they're like lazy defensive plays, but those are things we work on every day. You see us out there. We do defense every single day, and that's the thing that's kept biting us in the butt. And I feel like sometimes those errors, it's like, somebody's going to pick me up, and we're going to outscore that anyway. You will not out-hit your errors in the long run. And we're not out-hitting them in the short run. Yeah. And it's come back to bite us. We're 6-11. I don't feel like that. I don't put stock into, oh my God, we're here, so we're going to finish the season there. It's early. We're in the first 20 games to figure out what type of guys that I broke the season with. Mm-hmm. Now, I was moving forward. Just because I broke the season with you, that does not mean that is the team until the end, and I'm hoping for you to get better because, the nature of the beast, independent baseball. It's like I want guys who want to progress, who want to be a part of the team, who want to continue to develop and get better and push themselves to get out of here, not be happy and complacent that they're somewhere and they just keep trying to do something that they've always done because it doesn't make anybody any better.
Yeah. No, obviously we're seeing changes, so that's definitely true. But I really liked seeing that from the offense. I thought them being able to come back, that was the first comeback win of the season. Them being able to have that energy on the last game of a road trip before you're going to go take 4 hours on the bus, being able to have that energy and come back down 8-0, score 10 unanswered against a good opponent in Lake Erie. I really did like to see that. Let's move over until today, or just yesterday then. Ira Kobayashi making his start there. Yeah. Looked very good through 4 innings. Had only, 2 runs?
2 runs.
2 runs through 4 innings. What'd you see there from Ira Kobayashi? And then also, was it the bullet count that was the reason why he took him out in the 4th?
Yeah, he had. I haven't seen him pitch past 3 ups. So I haven't seen him throw a whole lot more than around 60 pitches. So I wanted to keep him 75-ish. He ended up with 70, I believe. But I thought it was interesting. I didn't know what I was getting going into as far as seeing somebody pitch at night under the lights, like against another team, and against the manager who was his manager out in the California Winter League. So Tom knew him.
Oh, wow.
He's facing professional guys for the first time, grown men, and he's out there wearing his XL pants because the large pants he couldn't lift his leg up high enough because they get stuck, so he had to wear some XLs. He's rocking these big pants. But, I was looking to see the temperament of it. It's like I said, it's early. It's his first start. So I'm not judging him on whether or not he's getting crushed. Yeah. I'm judging on whether he can handle the moment. Can you handle the moment? Do you understand the gravity of, you have to set the tempo. You have to set the pace. You are starting the game for the team. And I thought he embraced it. I thought he threw strikes. The usage, that's the first time I've seen him pitch in a game too. So I want him to be comfortable. They know I want them to be comfortable, and I want them to throw pitches they feel comfortable throwing with conviction. A lot of them didn't make sense to me. So that's going to be the conversation. Like, why are we throwing this here? Why do you do this? Why do you use this? Why don't you throw Caulfield 10 sliders in a row? Like, what is it? Is there a reason behind it, or is it just gut feel and I'm trying to pick around the zone? I thought after he gave up those 2 runs, that was when we started seeing crisp heaters.
Yeah.
And it was almost, I don't know if they were mad heaters, but that's when actually I'm like, okay, I can distinguish between his fastballs and his sliders, and it's not which breaker ball is being thrown right now. So the mix was different. The stall out, it's frustrating for other teams. They're trying to work on an approach. They're trying to find some timing. It's hard to get timing because he mixes up those looks. So he's frustrating to hit off of. I can see that. And the more he gets around the zone, hopefully, I'm going to give him another start next week. And hopefully he gets more in the zone. He gets more built up, and he gets sharper.
Yeah, no, that'd be great to see. Anything on runners getting a big lead on him? That's kind of what we were seeing a little bit base running wise. Obviously, he's able to prevent that a lot. He does a good job preventing runners on, or at least getting them from scoring. But it did look like, I think it was Caulfield on the base path, was getting a big lead on him with that slower leg kick coming up there. Anything to try and adjust on that, or just letting him go?
No, it's I think it's more called picks on certain guys that we know are trying to take advantage of it. That was one thing that I was looking for going in that game, since their manager Tom did have him.
Mm-hmm.
I was interested to see his approach with his team against Kobayashi at the plate and on the bases.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wanted to see, because that tells me info about Kobayashi.
Yeah.
Like, the guys run on him. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were putting pressure on him on the bases, on all the bases. But I thought he did a good job of staying composed. The lift's pretty deceiving from a stretch, so it's pretty straight up. If a guy's going to go first move, he's going to go first move. I think he's going to get a lot of those guys that do try and jump in first move if he is cognizant of the running game.
Yeah.
But he did make a nice step off, at second a couple times, and he didn't get flustered there, didn't balk, which is good to see. But yeah, it's work for us on the relievers, as you can see. Controlling the running game. It's something we've been preaching too. I said in that same meeting that I had the other day, I said there's 5 things that make a baseball team run. That's your pitching, that's your offense, that's your defense, that's your base running, and that's your ability to control the running game.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, those 5 things. If we can do those 5 things better than any other team, we're going to be fine. And I think a couple of those have been lacking. I think controlling the running game has not been very good. I think our defense has obviously not been very good, and our pitching being able to minimize innings has not been very good.
Yeah.
So if you only got 2 of the 5, it's hard to win a lot of those games.
Absolutely. I'll chime in on Kobayashi. He did have a lot of good holds, and a lot of look back, switching up the looks there, which was good to see. He was able to keep those runners at bay. I believe when Caulfield was on second, he was kind of caught a little bit there. Wasn't able to pick him off, but just having him caught inside there, second and third, that was really good to see. You brought it up, so the big inning, that's kind of been the thing that's derailed us a little bit. Obviously, yesterday was a 6-run fifth against Gunnar Grown there. Only one of them earned again. Is it more on the defense there, or is the pitchers not executing, or is it a little bit of both there to try and we got to stop preventing these big innings?
I think I'm a pitcher. I was a pitcher coach. To me it's when you bring a reliever into the game, a reliever either he stops the flow and redirects it, or he gets swept up in it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that. Last night we were unable to find down early, and I thought it allowed them big, comfortable swings. They already had a little bit of a lead, so we know they're going to be aggressive. They're an aggressive team. We know they got those guys in the middle. They're going to be super aggressive, and they're looking for anything up. And I thought that first 2 guys that came out, I just didn't think we were able to get the ball down comfortably enough to be able to attack them the way we wanted to attack them. I thought we rammed in a little bit, but I don't think it was with any mean intentions. By mean intentions, I mean, like, I'm driving a ball in, I'm driving it in. I'm not running away and hoping it goes in.
Yeah.
I'm staying on it, I'm pitching in for a reason.
Mm-hmm. I
thought we had some unsolicited pitches inside, which doesn't necessarily warrant the same type of mentality as when you're driving pitches inside, trying to beat a guy there. But the big innings happen. Big innings happen when you're unable to locate your off speed. That's when they happen. So if you're unable to locate your off speed, especially when counts when you're trying to get back into, then you keep pinning yourself to fastball counts, and you're not able to get your fastball down. It's a recipe for barrels, and I thought we had a lot of those last night.
Yeah, definitely a lot. You know what? I still think we had. I think we had Washington on the ropes there, and that's what I like to see. So
I thought we had the momentum, and I thought the game was over.
Yeah, so did I. So did I. Until that fifth inning there, kind of just deflated, I think, a little bit. But let's wash it away. Talk about tonight. We got a new guy on the mound, Luke Helton, coming out of Moorhead State. What'd you see from Luke? I don't think we saw him in a sim game there. You guys were scouting him off-site there. So what'd you guys see from Luke?
Yeah, when Watson was gone, we knew we had to move up. And we knew we needed somebody that, obviously from a school that's pitching against good competition. Because most of the schools that are still playing, that have all the players who are going to get drafted and whatever, they're not ready yet. They're still playing. So they just started the tournaments. So we had this obviously scouting schools that were finished, looking for their best kind of pieces. And we're looking for length, looking for starters that can go deep, that limit walks, that keep the ball on the ground, and that know how to pitch.
Yeah.
I'm not going after a stuffed guy right now. I'm going after a guy who could pitch a little bit. And so we got a lot of good reports on him. Look up his stuff. He's going to be 89, 91 with his fastball, but he likes his changeup. He's going to use his changeup a lot. Got a little slider and a little curveball too, but he's a changeup guy, which tells me that he knows how to pitch, and I think he can survive. If you got a good changeup, it'll make all your other stuff play better. But still unknown. I don't know. He's obviously never pitched in a professional atmosphere. He's played summer ball with one of our guys, Cam Farrer. Cam had good things to say about the way he competes, and all the interviews that I heard from him and all the stuff that I did. I did see that as far as the way that he talked. He talked about pitching, and he talked in a team manner, and I liked that. So I'm going to give him the ball tonight, and it's kind of his game right now to give us some length and then help save that bullpen and get those guys fresh again.
Yeah, I'm hoping he can. He had 3 complete games throughout his career in college, 2 of them this year, and this year at Moorhead State 9-2. So hopefully he can give us that length that we need to kind of rest the bullpen a little bit. But I'm excited to see Luke Helton on the mound tonight. 6:35 start, game 2 against the Washington Wild Things. Rockin' Saturday, undefeated on Rockin' Saturday there. It's something about just being able to hang out with the team after the game that I think they all want to enjoy it instead of harping on a loss. So they're ready to play.
Rolled in stone.
It wasn't rolled in stone. It was the closers. I thought the first 2 were rolled in stone.
Yeah, I was sitting there announcing that on the PA.
Nah, whatever. The closers.
They're pissed at me.
Rolled in stone. Were they?
No.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say who we have tonight. I really don't know yet. It might be the closers. It might be Rolled in Stone coming back. It might be a new band here, but we'll find out in our 1 p.m. meeting. Either way, we thank you for joining us here. Episode 12, RnR Talk. Y'all join us on Flow Sports 6:35 or Meridex 6:35 p.m. start. First pitch.